Hey, sorry for the delay, for this recording session, but, that's because of how the fact that we'll explain more on that details later. So, hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Piglet here once again, and I'm Luigi here. We are back for some more, yet again, for the Muxy Toys videos. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Let's Play of Mario Kart Wii for the Nintendo Wii. So last time we did tackle through Shell Cup, and despite the fact that we actually did done for a 4th attempt instead of, like, you know, the first 3 recording sessions about during a day ago, or in this case yesterday, because of, you know, rubber banding AI can get really screwy in areas. So today for this episode, folks, is the fact that we're going to be moving on to the next cup in the game, which is the forms of the Banana Cup. And for this particular character choice this time, I believe we're actually going to go a little bit more Donkey Kong vibe to it, and speaking of such, we're going to be playing as Donkey Kong today. So even then though, that because alongside with Donkey Kong as a playable character, in addition to actually going through Banana Cup for the majority of the game, so that we thought we might as well do that, so... And of course the bike choice we're going to be using is Twinkle Stars, so even then though, that we might as well do that, so yeah, as you can see right there, there's Banana Cup right there. This could be ranging from N64 Sherbet Land, GBA, or in this case Game Boy Advance Shy Guy Beach, DS Delfino Square, and finally Nintendo GameCube or GCN Waluigi Stadium. So we're about to get started right there, starting with N64 Sherbet Land, ever since during the likes of the returning track from Mario Kart 64. And I believe this is originated from the Star Cup on the second track, so yeah, because the first track in Mario Kart 64 and Star Cup was actually Wario Stadium, so the third one was obviously Royal Raceway, and then in that track will make a return in Mario Kart 8, and even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the Nintendo Switch, so yeah. So here we go, folks, on Sherbet Land. Now, you probably noticed right off the get-go is that, as you can see, we're driving on ice. So there's going to be a lot of ice physics involved in this stage. So, yeah, that's as far as I might go for this point. That I don't think there aren't any sort of differences between the original counterpart on this stage than the likes of how it does it in this version. Besides the actual graphical updates. In addition to that, though, that the visuals themselves do look a bit nicer compared to it does in the N64 version, in my opinion. Just because, well, you know, everything else looked a little bit more gloomy in areas. But even then, I found that to be quite a lot more bright in this particular version of, you know, Sherbet Land. So as far as myself there. So yeah, let's get to the actual news updates for you guys. Yeah, because of that though, sorry for a lack of delay for this upload for this today, folks, because recently we just managed to get ourselves a bit of a software update for our Roxo Video Wave program because of the way we actually did edit out our videos from, and also for the likes of the Roxo Game Capture HD Pro program, because of, you know, we need to actually input the updates just to install that, so even then though, it takes a while to load up. But even though that it took about like 2 hours-ish, but for our original plan for during our time period, I almost felt kind of worried for myself for actually just trying to able to record something whenever the program seemed to actually not responding. But it turns out it was still fine as it is. So even though that we did manage to fix that issue. So anyway, so yeah, apart from that though, that we've already mentioned about the Sonic Runners Adventure is about to coming in during the iPhone devices, and especially noticeable in Google Play as well. That we're really actually looking forward to that actually, and I'm really hoping that it will actually fix some of the issues we have with the original Sonic Runners back in 2 years ago. Where, you know how the unlocking characters is so damn ridiculous, because it is potentially trying to make you, force you to actually waste your money from, even for when you're trying to get yourselves unlockable playable characters like Blaze the Cat, for instance. And also at the same time, for the likes of Sonic the Werehog, Chukao, and all the other amongst with Breathless and Dark even. And even then though, that it does potentially feels like a luck-based event whenever you're trying to able to unlock certain characters or what have you. That just feels more likely, are you kidding me, game? Well, luckily though, and I believe I've heard from Sonic Runners Adventure, it did manage to improve on that this time, so even then though it makes that game not as luck-based compared to the original product. So at least we got for that at least. So anyway. So next course we have right here, as you can see, is the forms of GBA Shy Guy Beach, which is the returning track from the forms of Mario Kart Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance. And I believe this is originated from Mushroom Cup on the second track, so because after Peach Circuit, from the first ever course in Mario Kart Super Circuit, then the next course after Peach Circuit, it's definitely this track, so yeah, at least specifically where we actually did much research on those kinds of stuff, so at least we actually noticed that, so obviously the main differences here and there between the original counterparts, and especially noticeable in the Wii version of this stage counterpart, is definitely the visuals themselves, and everything else is entirely 3D. I really don't know, but even then though, I've noticed that, as you can see in the background, that Shy Guy is about to be taken over as a pirate ship and stuff like that. But the only thing you need to definitely need to worry about in this particular stage, and that was the forms of the cannonballs themselves, because every time you actually accidentally touch by the cannonball, you get exploded and you get launched upwards. So even though that can get it might be annoying at times if these cannonballs usually landed right in front of you if you manage to do a trick performances. Like for instance, that if we get to the very end of this stage, for example, that although it's not so bad in here because even though it's pretty simple and straightforward, despite the fact that we got in 4th or 1st place or something like that, it's kind of like a zigzag formations when it comes to positioning stuff. But at the same time, it's nothing like to talk about. So yeah, so even then, that's as far as we can go. So, yeah, that's as far as we can say about Sonic Runner's Adventure, though, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because even then, I'm looking forward to that game comes out to be. So, yeah, I apologize about how the fact that, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm pretty sure every time when we record something, sometimes my computer lag, which even if it's not that appropriate for that little department, or it is essentially appropriate. But that's just what you're trying to say about this here, so let's see if we can actually get ourselves— No! Stupid cannonballs! Hi. See, this is what I was talking about. Sometimes cannonballs can get really out of place. Even for— No! Oh, baby Luigi did manage to toke the mushrooms! He didn't even tell me! Even he has to avoid everything and just almost get hit by the red shell, but he managed to make the first finishing line anyway. Oh my god. I mean, what the hell, man? Ah, that's a bit too close. But there goes our first loss in this particular run through. Stephen, and I do apologize for that though, but we're gonna have to keep that in the video, as you probably already know, but you know, that kind of stinks. If only because we accidentally got hit by this damn luck-based cannonball placements when those particular shots, especially noticeable that I've already established that before. If you manage to get hit by the cannonball at the very end of the stage over and over and over again, that can get pretty annoying at times in my opinion, just because I managed to play that stage before in our own time when we played through this particular cup in 150cc in our own time just to complete through everything. For the love of God, I always get hit by these stupid cannonballs, even especially at the very end. That can really throw me off all the goddamn time, people. But not our usual thing. So anyways, next course, as you can see on screen right there, the next course we're going to be drove into is the forms of Delfino Square, which is a returning course from the likes of Mario Kart DS, which is originated in Flower Cup in the second course in the game, or that game I should say. Seriously, what's up with these second courses in every single Retro Cup so far? I don't know why it is though, Luigi, it just happens. Anyway though, so what's another set of news we could actually point things out? Oh yeah, during 3 days ago, that we managed to point things out for that point is that we looked up on news, like something related to the Mega Man series or what have you. Like, let's just go from top to bottom. Like, I'll save the best one for last for this little Mega Man announcements discussion. Specifically for the likes of the Mega Man's 30th anniversary ever since in 1987. Well, at least for that event though anyway. First off, they announced that Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 are both about to come out on the Nintendo Switch, which might seems pretty cool, but even then because of this as a result, I don't know if they're actually going to be bringing up a physical release of Mega Man Legacy Collections 1 and 2, but we'll find out eventually as soon as that turns out to be. So even then, it's kind of worthless honestly for the Nintendo Switch honestly, because we already got Mega Man Legacy Collections 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 4 now. And speaking of such though, is that there's actually yet another collection of Mega Man series, but this time Mega Man X collection, specifically a Mega Man X collection from the HD console. So even though that it contains like Mega Man X 1 through 8. So even though that I'm actually looking forward to that collection because I haven't usually played any of the Mega Man X games yet. But even though that's why I was really looking forward to the Mega Man X series or what have you, because I haven't really play those too much, although the only time you can get them is the forms of the Nintendo Wii's Virtual Console versions. But at this point in time is that it's almost getting pretty close to how the fact that the Wii Shop Channel services will now going to be closing down. But even then though, that can wait until when it gets to 2 years time until 2019. But even then though, that can wait. But even then though, that... Although, luckily though, they do have it on the Nintendo Wii U eShop downloads for the forms of Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3. But never 4, because even though number 4 usually came out during the likes of the PlayStation or something like that. But yeah, at least I'm really looking forward to see that collection plays out. So even though that's definitely going to be bringing up the PlayStation 4 version again, very much like how it does it in, you know, Mega Man Legacy Collections 1 and 2. So that we thought that we might actually get ourselves our PlayStation 4 version as a download, because as a result, we got too many megabytes for our PlayStation 4 storage at the moment. Like, usually you get yourselves 500 gigabytes, very much like Xbox One for that regard, but even then that's as far as we can go from this point. So, anyway though, next thing we'd like to note is that we only got about a week left until Yooka-Laylee is about to come on the Nintendo Switch, by the way, so just in case if we all want to point things out. So, yeah, just a little briefly update for you. So anyways, back onto the Mega Man stuff. I can assume that between those compilation games were about to come during next year or sometime. But even then, I'm still looking forward to that regarding as it is. So, I saved the best for last though when it comes to Mega Man's 30th anniversary collections at standpoints. Is the forms of the announcement of Mega Man 11. Yes, it has been 8 years since, because I say 8 years, since Mega Man 10 on the Nintendo WiiWare, Xbox Live Arcade, and PlayStation Network, from during the likes of the release on 2010. It has been, you know, for almost 8 years, because Mega Man 11 is about to be releasing during at some point in 2018, but most likely in late 2018, because even then they need some more developing time, especially need to work on more stages, and especially the Robot Master designs, and even the core gameplay mechanics themselves. Even though technically I won't count Mighty No. 9 because the game is horribly rushed as it is, but even though that's why I'm not going to bring up Mighty No. 9, because I've heard there are some couple of unfinished, unpolished moments like glitches, etc., and even some really out of place character models and all that stuff. I think that's what they're going for here when it comes to those, a little bit iffy issues we have with this particular game. But even then, that's just how it is for me. So, oh, you're gonna be kidding me, white shells. So yeah, whenever I looked up on Mega Man 11 announced, I was really excited about this, because even though, after all, we got all 10 of these Mega Man Classic games after all, thanks to Mega Man Legacy Collections 1 and 2, as we already mentioned. Like, no need to bothering actually bringing up the physical releases or something like that. But even then, though, that's a really cool stuff to me, though, in my opinion, just because of how the fact that, we're looking forward to Mega Man 11 comes out. I mean, what are they going to do next? Mega Man 12 and during that time in the future? Well, we don't know exactly for surely just yet, but even then, we'll find out during that time. Oh yeah, the final course we're going to be playing through for this point, as you can see on here, we play through Waluigi Stadium, based off of, the returning course from Mario Kart Double Dash, which is originated from Flower Cup, from the final course on that cup. But even then, I haven't really talked about that stage, honestly. But even then, what it gets in here is basically just the exact same thing, except they now bring up these trick ramps. So even then, that's the only major differences between the original counterparts of that stage. But yeah, that's all I can say about this here. So, yeah, quite a lot of information we can actually discuss upon. So yeah, let's get into the reward ceremony for Banana Cup. So obviously, third place position goes to Koopa Troopa, second position goes to Baby Luigi, and number 1 is obviously Donkey Kong, so, or DK for short. So we only got 1 star for this particular run through, just because of the Shy Guy Beach very end section always throws me off. So tune us next time on Let's Play Mario Kart Wii. It's about we're going to be moving on to the Leaf Cup next. So see you guys then. Later, fellas. See you guys then.